Hey guys, it's Measley back with another World of Warcraft guide. In this video, I'm going to cover some of my gold making rituals that I do once a day, every 2 to 3 days, or every week. Let's start from my daily routines. One of the things I do on a daily basis is daily profession cooldowns. Some of the best ones include transmute meat to pet and transmute cloth to herbs for alchemy, and you can actually do 1 Legion transmute and 1 Old World transmute per day. And of the Old World transmutes, the best ones are Pyrium bars and Living Steel. Another really good daily cooldown is the Jar's Peculiar Energy Source, crafted by engineers. These are then used to craft the Sky Golem mount. If you have an engineer, you can also use the Blanetron for a free gift once a day. Finally, another really good one is Hexweave from tailoring. These are then used to craft Hexweave bags, which as of Legion are still tied for the biggest craftable bag. The second routine that I do every day are order haul missions. As is the case with any daily cooldown, the more alts you have for this, the more easy gold you can make. 7.3 brought along some catch-up mechanics for your alts, which allow you to get into doing high level missions a lot quicker. Another thing that I make sure to do every day, for the classes that have this order haul talent, is that I nuke the world quest and make sure to queue up the work orders again. I prioritize the missions with 600 to 700 order haul resources from either Suramar or the Broken Shore, while keeping an eye out for potential gear upgrades. Though I don't always do them anymore, the daily Emissary cache can be a good source of gold, order haul resources, artifact power, and reputation. Finally, as an honorable mention, is the Pandaria farm. To unlock the farm and all of its plots, you'll have to do a pretty long quest line in the Valley of the Four Winds. The farm is surprisingly lucrative if you plant snake root, which gives you Pandaria ore. All 3 types of ore that you get are still in high demand to this day. The main reason is that all of these ore can be shuffled into reagents for either the Sky Golem mount or the Jewelcrafting Panther mounts. I'll surely put up a guide with more details on this. Now let's move into the next part of my video, which is what I do once every few days. First, I refresh my auctions once every 1 to 2 days. It's obviously more optimal, especially if you're on a high pop server, to do it more times than that, but I'm just kinda lazy. Next, what I used to do every 2 to 3 days, but I still want to mention it, is turning in Legionfall War Supplies. Now this has been nerfed heavily in 7.3 as you no longer get a cache. However, I still check the building rotations on the Broken Shore once every 2 to 3 days. In particular, you want to look for the free Seals of Broken Fates from the Nether Disruptor, or the free Legendary Champion equipment from the Command Center. Next, something that I still find viable to do is the hidden Wyrmtongue Cache, simply because it's so easy to do. These can contain order haul resources, gold, nether shards, or even a pet. Next, another thing to check for once every 2 to 3 days are Profession World quests. First, you'll have the Jewelcrafting quest in Dalaran, which gives you a free gem. Next, you have the Gathering professions with their rare mats. Fill Hide for skinning, Fill Ward for herbalism, and Infernal Brimstone for mining. If you have cooking at level 75 and above, the world quest that gives bacon is also pretty good, because bacon is still needed to craft feasts. While we're still on the topic of cooking, you should refresh your Nomi Work Orders once every 2 to 3 days. The Nomi snacks that he now drops can actually be sold on the auction house. I've sold them for up to 3,000 gold on my server, which is just ridiculous. Another thing I do once every 2 to 3 days is I refresh my Garrison Missions and my Hexweave Work Orders, and then exchange most of my Garrison Resources for Sumptuous Fur. I do have an in-depth guide on the Draenor Garrison, so be sure to check it out. Here I go to the Hexweave building to refresh my Hexweave production, and here I go to the trading post to trade some of my order haul resources. When I go back to Draenor, I like to go and check if Garn Nighthowl is around. He is a named wolf in Frostfire Ridge that has a guaranteed 100% chance to drop a mount, which is still worth a couple thousand at least on my server. In the meantime, I also caged some wolves for my barn production. In Shadowmoon Valley, which is closer to the Alliance garrison, you can also go kill Demidos, which drops a pretty valuable pet, the Servant of Demidos. He is prized for his powerful lifesteal ability. Now let us finally move into my weekly routine. First, you can do old world raids for gold, pets, mounts, etc. One of the raids that I think is particularly underrated is the Temple of Encourage, otherwise known as AQ40. The bosses you need to kill are relatively easy to reach, and the pets they drop are very valuable. The Viscidus Globule, which drops from Viscidus, is particularly expensive because he can only be damaged by frost attacks, which means only certain classes or certain weapon enchants can kill him. Mad Season Show has done a guide for each and every class on how to kill him. Another very valuable pet is the Anubiseth Idol, which drops from the Twin Emperors. This pet is mandatory in PvE pet battling for its amazing durability and sustain. Another one of my favorites is Icecrown Citadel, where I can not only farm for pets, but also try to get the Invincible mount. Patch 7.3 also puts new pets into the Cataclysm raids, and all this is on top of the already decent raw gold that you can get from the Cataclysm raids. Lastly, moving away from my weekly routines, is my monthly routine of visiting the Darkmoon Faire. What I do is I buy up the Darkmoon Faire quest items on all of my high level characters, turn them in for Darkmoon Faire tickets, then buy up a piece of transmog armor to sell on the auction house. One piece typically sells for over 15k on my server. For more details, you can also check out my Darkmoon Faire guide. And that concludes my video of routines for making gold. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and thanks for watching, and peace out.